What is up, my friends? In today's video, we are talking about extreme ownership. What extreme accountability can do for your life. What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another vlog. My name is Josh Lewis, and in today's video we are talking about extreme ownership and what accountability is. So I've talked about this topic many times before, but I was inspired to talk about it again today because of one very simple reason. It frustrates the heck out of me to watch people destroy their own lives and blame it on other people. So we've all gone through things in life that have made us feel that we have been victimized, in a sense, that the circumstances around us are not our fault. When in fact, if we were to reverse that scenario, we could find real freedom. So I'm gonna get right into it. So one of the best things about taking extreme ownership and having extreme accountability is, number one, it helps you save time. When you're busy blaming others, when you're saying my life is not good because of this person or because of this circumstance, or I can't get, to this scenario because of that reason or this reason, what happens is you delay the inevitable. What you're doing is you're delaying the inevitable. You're delaying the inevitable, saying that since it's somebody else's problem or somebody else's fault, then the source of the solution is not through me, it's through somebody else. So it puts you in this area where you cannot solve anything. And to me, that's very frustrating, and it's also very sad. People like to stay in this area because it gives them a sense of importance. Because if they're having an issue, if they're always having a problem, they're gonna feel loved, they're gonna feel some certainty that they're gonna feel some compassion from people, and it might be their way of getting attention. Now, the thing is, it continuously keeps you in a rut. So if you are always passing the blame, you're wasting time, because the inevitable is this: it's your fault. No matter what is happening in life, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, how can I influence this situation? Because if I can influence this situation, then that makes me a leader in the situation. And if I'm a leader in the situation, then I can control the aspect and the outcome of the situation. So number two, the greatest thing about being able to have extreme accountability is it inspires growth. When you're saying it is my fault, you're looking at the dirty things in your life that need to be cleaned. You're looking at the things in your life that are pushing you down, and you're looking at them and saying, listen, I'm gonna fix this. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it, but I'll figure out how to fix it. And it stretches you as a human being. Too many times when we blame other people and when we tell people that they're the source of our problem, we just stay at a place. We don't grow, we just stay here and complain about it. But if you take extreme accountability, if you own the situation extremely to the point where you're saying, that person being a jerk to me is my fault, then you can have control over the situation. What that means is if somebody is being a jerk to you, it is your fault. I've been bullied before in my life. It's one of those things, you treat people how to teach you. And in that sense, if somebody is bullying you, you didn't stick up for yourself. You didn't tell them that the way they're speaking to you is not tolerable. You didn't tell them that they're gonna have a problem if they do continue to speak that way towards you, and you're tolerating that outcome. There's that great quote, and I forget exactly who says it, but I know Ed Milet has made it popular, and it is, that which you do not hate, you eventually tolerate. Which is very true in a sense when it comes to personal behavior. If you do not hate your own personal behavior, if you do not like the fact, if you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I'm okay with not growing, and you're just like, well, whatever it is, eventually you will tolerate mediocrity. So that's why I always say never tolerate mediocrity from yourself. Never tolerate average from yourself. It destroys your life. It's a life killer. And the third thing, if you take extreme ownership, if you take extreme accountability, it automatically makes you a leader. It makes you a leader in the situation because you're taking control of the situation. You're saying, how can I influence this? And leadership is influence. So one of the most powerful things you could possibly do is to look at a scenario and take extreme accountability of that scenario, no matter what the scenario is. Listen, I deal with it all the time. I manage people, I lead people, and everybody's always pointing the finger. They're always saying it's someone else's fault, or it's your fault, or it's their fault. And they're not looking in the mirror and saying, listen, the reason why things aren't changing is because it's my fault. If our society were to look at ourselves and say, what can I do to influence this scenario? Our society would get a lot better. We would mature in the sense that we would realize that we can control the outcome of something that we take accountability for, and there would be more of a connection because people would start to point fingers and start to blame other people. And what would happen is once that is gone, there's more community-driven things because people are understanding that they do need other people sometimes to solve their problems. And in the sense that if they're taking accountability, they can ask for help, because if they're asking for help, they're trying to assess the situation and say, I need help on this because I'm responsible for it. And one of the most powerful and amazing things is watching someone's life, stop blaming the scenarios in their life and taking true accountability for it. I'm gonna say something that is not gonna please everybody, but most people in life do not do this. I'm not saying that I do it 100% of the time, but I know that I don't do it 100% of the time. I strive to do it as much as I can. I say the thing that everything's my responsibility, everything is my fault, because I know that everything that I can possibly do to influence in my life, I can make a greater outcome of. Most people do not do this. They're pointing the finger. They're saying, life is not better because of this person or that person or this person. Listen, if you're doing that today, I'm gonna tell you this in the kindest and most simplest way I possibly can. It is your fault. The circumstance is your fault. Take ownership of it. You know there are things that you're doing right now that influence the outcomes of those situations, and you've ignored them because it's painful. Stop doing that. Look at yourself and say, how can I influence the situation? How can I control this situation for a better outcome for the people, for myself, for the leaders, for the people below me? How can I influence this situation to make it better? If you're able to do that, you can change your life. That is the secret of the most successful people. They make the decision to take extreme accountability. And if you're choosing to not make that decision, I can guarantee your success will always be limited. I'm very passionate about this because it is one of the things that I think destroys lives. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Let me know what's going on in the comments, which topics you'd like for me to talk about in the future. Make sure you hit the bell, ring it, so you can get notified for videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching. And you, my friends, have no idea how powerful you are.